TitleMatchNetwork.com.
ECW, how'd you get contact?
Got contact with ECW to where Spike was doing good there. You know, Spike was in there, and fuck, guys were so happy. One of our guys is going there. I was really happy. I think Modest was sending tapes to Spike, and Spike gave the tapes. Well, I think Taz saw the tape. I don't think he liked Modest because Modest threw a lot of suplexes. That's Taz's thing. Okay. But I think they saw me and they said, well, what about this fucking guy? I think Spike called me, said, Taz going to call you up. Taz called me up and they offered to come out there with me. Okay, I'll come out there. I had my dad's RV. I drove it all the way across country. Or actually the thing broke down all the way out there. I called them, told them it wasn't a problem. And that's how things got started out there.
Your debut, I think you worked Just Incredible in New Britain, Connecticut, right?
Yeah, we're Just Incredible in New Britain, Connecticut. I was really happy. I knew Justin was their guy. They're pushing, but Justin was fun. PJ's fucking great. I love PJ, and PJ's like, he still is. He's always paranoid. Like, oh man. PJ was great. He let me do anything he wanted to do, and I thought I liked the match. I liked with PJ. I just worked in that crowd, and that was such an experience because they're so fucking rowdy. And here I am, the new guy. They're going to shit all over me, which is fine. I liked the match. Came to back. Paulie was happy with the match. Shane said something about Shane Douglas, so I was like, okay, cool. This is something's happening here. I was glad it went good.
Memories of your dark match at, I believe, November, Remember, 97.
Oh, yeah. The dark match, it's like, it was me and
Paul
Diamond against Chris Chetty and Spike. Remember the dark match? It was such an experience to work in front of a crowd like that. Think about the ECW. I've never seen the Taz ECW show. And I know that if you want to talk about that, I get along great with Taz and Bubba now. Fucking, I get along excellent. I'm sure you talk to them, they'll probably laugh when they talk about me. Think of the time when I came into ECW is that Taz wanted me to go to the school and be trained at school. Not to pay to go there, just to go there and show up and be trained. I'm like, okay, I'll be trained. I talked to Bubba about this. Bubba's attitude says ECW was a belief that a lot of guys had, and you just weren't on the same page with us. Their belief was, and I see their point of, they built something. We did something in APW, we got 150. They built something fucking huge. They built something. They reinvented the business with ECW. So here comes this new guy. Who the fuck is he? It's their place. They built it. It's their way. I just couldn't win with those guys. I couldn't do any fucking thing right. I was, they weren't paying me much. That didn't matter for me because, man, that was a step. That was a step to go somewhere. Night before the pay-per-view, all the guys were partying and fucking everything. I drank. I passed out. They got fucking hot. They had every right to get hot of me and everything. It's just funny how things work out. I went home from there. I left from ECW because I knew I had a tryout coming up. Jim Cornette already called me before I went to ECW. Jim Cornette was like, don't fucking sign anything with Paulie. You got to fucking deal. I want you to have this tryout with Vic. So I knew I had that in my back pocket, and I couldn't, I'll take blame for the shit I did wrong there. If people get to know me, I think you talk to Bubba and Taz, they know me well enough. They'll put me over. I think they will. Most of the guys fucking do because I'm really easy to get along with.
Right.
I wasn't on the same page. To me, in my mind, it's like, I'm no fucking veteran. I've been doing almost 14 years. I still don't look as myself as any veteran. And when I came there, I just didn't feel like I should be one of their students, But to them, it was their way. It's going to be their way, whether it was the wrong way or right way. This is the fucking way it is. And I couldn't win.
Did you have any interaction at all with Paulie at the time?
Paulie talked to me when I wrestled Justin. He liked the match. He really put the match over with Spike. He liked the fucking match. It was Paulie's idea for the dark match, but Taz didn't like the idea. I got the dark match. I just need Taz's point. Guys have been here longer before you guys deserve the dark match. I'm just a new place. Like, fuck, man. I can't fucking win, especially you go out and you fucked up and you're drinking and you pass out, I haven't talked to Mikey. I don't know how Mikey feels about me. He was fucking hot at me. He had every right to be, The interaction with Paulie was always great to me. He was cool. He was he put himself over. He put stuff over the match. He liked it. I felt, okay, this is cool, but I didn't feel like, I just felt if I stayed there, it's just going to be problems. Probably can get the fuck beat out of me. I wasn't in the mood for that. I had a trial coming up, so I called Paul. I couldn't get a hold of him, but I left Paul a message. I said, things aren't working out for me here. I like to talk to you. Paul never called me back. That's fine, but I got the message. Should I have done a face-to-face with Paul and said stuff? Yeah, probably. Did I handle myself right? Probably not, but that's just the process of learning business. You know, do I take from that and learn from my mistakes there? Sure, I made a ton of mistakes there. You know, I'll take, you know, what do you do? It's just what do you do when you make mistakes? Do you learn from them?
Right. I remember when you left, you did an interview and you called ECW garbage promotion.
We did that. You know what the thing is? I didn't even know what Mike and Donovan were going to do. Roland had the fucking idea to do it.
Right.
You know, I barely remember. You have that. I know you sell that.
Probably.
You know, I think you said that. I barely remember doing the interview, and I don't remember. I had no idea Mike and Donovan were going to come out and do that. You know, I had no idea. To say stuff, to knock the promotion is obviously, you just do shit like that to create controversy. You know, they're obviously they're so successful in what they built, you know, so on top. But at the time, I'm pissed, and yeah, you want to throw a shot at them, you know, just throw a fucking shot. You know, you can't argue with the success the company had. Fuck, man, they had so much success.
All right. How did the House of Hardcore compare to the APW school?
House of Hardcore. I wasn't there when Perry was there. I've heard stories about that. Very disciplined, very firm. They broke the fucking guys in the way they want to broke him was very disciplined. They're gonna beat the fuck out of you. And people don't understand that about wrestling schools. Some schools are like that. You know, in the end, if you stick with it, you look back, and those experiences can make you better. House of Hardcore was just. It was discipline. It was Taz's way. It's the way he did it. You can't argue with that. You know, it was different than APW where no one's beating the fuck out of you. People are just talking. It's kind of like the difference between Al Snow and Bill DeMott. You know, Al Snow's a certain way, and he takes an interest and talks a certain way. Bill takes things another way. Just like Taz. Taz does things another way. It's his way. It's his way of breaking people in and discipline and breaking you down and humbling you. You know, it's completely different. It was night and day.
What did you think of Mikey Whipwreck?
I thought Mikey was cool. Mikey was cool with me, like I said, until the thing happened. He had every right to be pissed at me. You know, Mike is a guy who's been there fucking long time. He paid his dues there. I have no problem with talking to him. I haven't spoken with these guys in years, so especially with Mikey, I don't know how he feels about me or if he's still pissed at me or that man's a long time to fucking hold on. He's got something else going on.
Yeah.
So I thought Mikey was a cool guy.
Did you have heat with Chetty also at the time, or?
Nothing. No, I remember. I hung out. I love Danny Doran. Danny was fucking hilarious. Danny and Chris Chetty, I rode with them, and they were fucking hilarious. I love those guys.
How did you and Taz make up? Was it when you went to WWE? Or?
Yeah, it was funny because I got up there, you know, and Bob, like I said, working with Bob and the acolytes right away and just getting the fuck beat out of you. But doing the thing, like I said, talk about the thing with Matt and Tough Enough. You get respect in the business. And Bob Holly talked about this where if you get hurt out there, fucking cares. You know, everybody's hurt all the time. I don't go up to the guys and talk about my injuries because you don't do that. When you get hurt up there, you get respect by shaking someone's hand and thanking them, or, you know, you can handle it another way. If someone's a problem with in the ring, you can dish it back in the ring, obviously. I just, when people do stuff to me, and I got a lot of respect from those guys up there just because I got my ass handed to me so much by the acolytes and guys and Bob and just being just nice and humble. What do you want me to do? Okay, cool. It was funny when Taz was coming up there. I remember that. And I was talking to Stevie. We were like, oh, fuck, here comes Taz. You know, because we knew how he was in ECW. You know, and here he comes. And it was funny because Bob Holly knew the story. I told Bob the story. And the guys up there knew the story. Well, Taz isn't stupid. You know, it was New Jersey. No, it wasn't New Jersey, it was Long Island. First time I met Taz, when they're catering, I see him, and it's like, you don't know what kind of reaction. Taz says, hey, talk to you. I'm like, yeah. He goes, hey, you'll be cool with everything? Cool? And I'm like, yeah, I'm cool. You know, Taz is smart enough to realize that, you know, I don't know if you're talking to him, that he's the new guy in the new place, and he can't hold grudges. And now, since he's coming to a new company, you know, how am I going to act towards him? You know, from what happened there. Am I pissed about that? I'm not pissed about that. You know, me personally, I don't, you know, you can't get along with everybody. You know, my biggest thing is, are you going to be professional in the ring with me? Taz and Bubba, for the shit that happened in ECW, and they come up to the company, have always been nothing but professional in the ring. That's no fucking bullshit. They never tried to stiff me, never tried to fucking do anything. And sure, they could have, you know, never done that. I put them on very professional. I could get along with those guys. Absolutely great.
Basically, was there anybody before you went to WWF that was very helpful in ECW with you?
Very helpful in ECW. They had those practice sessions before the shows.
Tracy Smothers? Maybe?
Tracy Smothers. Tracy was cool as hell, man. You could pick stuff up, and I wish it would have worked out there at ECW because I think I could have learned a different aspect of the business. You could learn from so many different personalities and guys with experience and just, you know, being a sponge and being quiet. And maybe that's where more of, until somebody knows me, I'm pretty quiet, and some people might take that as standoffish, or maybe Taz might have took that. I've never spoken to Taz about it. I never really went in depth about it. Maybe they took my quietness. And sometimes in the wrestling business, when you're in the locker room, when you're quiet, it's perceived as you're an asshole or you're fucking conceited.
Right.
I'm very big, and I've always very big on shaking hands. You shake someone's hand, hello, introduce yourself, you don't know them, you shake their hands goodbye, you smile after the match, you thank them. That fucking bugs me, people don't shake hands. Shake a fucking hand. That's me. So ECW, I wish I could have worked out there longer. I mean, in the end, it worked out for me anyway, but I could have learned a lot there.
Did Paulie ever promise you anything when you first came in, or no?
Oh, I never promised me shit.
Okay.
I just promised to come in and I'll get work there. That's all I was promised. And like I said, I have to come in there and prove myself. I have to have a good match or two, and then, okay, you can work and then we can do something. Paulie didn't promise me.
TitleMatchNetwork.com